Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. You want to find a position that is both sturdy and comfortable. Our body and how we feel during a meditation practice can be a big distraction. So finding something that's comfortable where you're not trying to adjust, and something that's sturdy where you feel that you're here to stay is very important. So sitting in a chair works, lying down works, sitting in a formal meditation posture works. Just find what works for you. We also keep our eyes open during this practice. But if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed, or you feel more comfortable with that, no problem. Just close your eyes. Practice what is ever comfortable for you. But if your eyes are open, go ahead and just leave the screen alone and drop your gaze down below you. Kind of looking at the floor or the desk or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing at a particular spot in the floor, but we're also not zoned out and blurry. We have a gentle gaze directed softly but clearly downwards. You're in a sturdy and comfortable position, and your eyes are either closed or open, gaze directed softly and clearly downwards. What do you notice right now? Various sounds, body sensations, emotions, my voice, the low hum of the refrigerator. What do you notice? And what effort do you have to make this moment happen? In other words, do you control anything that is happening right now? Like the wind, or the color of the carpet or floor, or the sounds that are emitted in the environment? How much control do you have over this? See, it happens by itself. We don't plan for that next sound. We don't plan for things to be the way they are. We try to, though, We try to plan and curate our experiences to meet our needs, but this effort is futile, and it's why most of us live a life of struggle and frustration, unsatisfactoriness. But this moment already is. But thoughts are kind of these distractions towards noticing this moment. So it's useful to bring our attention away from thinking. Go ahead and drop your attention away from the head and bring it to the coming and going of the breath. An easy place to notice, an easy place to have our attention. And watch carefully as the breath slowly rises and falls all by itself. No special technique. Let your thoughts come and go as they please. Simply remain with breathing. And if you're normal, I'm likely interrupting your plan right now. You were planning something or thinking about something else. When this happens, just return to the breath. No force, no effort, just coming back again and again to the sensations and the observation of breathing. Come back. Come back to the breath. Feel. Wake up. Wake up from the dream of the words in your head. Return to the breath. Return with compassion. Return gently, rising and falling. This moment happens all by itself. We don't even need to think about it. There's nothing to do. We either accept and allow this moment to be, or we reject and try to change what already is. If we accept the way things are, suffering ceases. If we don't accept the way things are, we will always be unsatisfied. This is it. What more can you ask for? Okay, you can look at the screen. You know, as we get older, there's something apart about the brain that doesn't like the same things. It really seeks novelty. We get these rushes of dopamine and serotonin when we have an experience of something brand new, like seeing a new movie, a new show. It's so beautiful. But when you watch that show again, it's not as, it's not as amazing as it was the first time. Or when you move to a new city, everything's so beautiful, amazing, but after a while, it's the same old, same old. We all do this. But it's not what becomes the same isn't the experience, it's our thinking. When we say, oh, the same old boring route to work, oh, the same old trees and the same old grass, we're making names, we're categorizing them, sectioning them off away and into categories and saying, this is, I know what this is, I've seen it before, no need to bother. When we leave those alone, when we leave thinking alone, we start to see the way things are directly from our experience without naming them, without putting a label on things. We don't say grass, we just see this. We don't say floor, we just look at the grain. And this world is, rather, this moment is always fresh and always new. We just need to pay attention to it. It's kind of like if you've ever had a painting or something in your house, or if you've been to a museum and you're looking at a painting. If you look at the painting for, let's say, 17 seconds, which is, I think, the average people look at a painting in an art museum, you can just pass on by. But let's say you go back to that painting, or you go back to that art piece in your home, and you look at it. Haven't you ever seen things you haven't seen before? Where you're like, oh, I didn't even notice that was there. Oh my gosh, you see that dog in the background? Look at the colors on that. It just all of a sudden becomes different the more you look at it, the more you pay attention to it. And the same thing is true of our what we call the mundane everyday. When you start paying attention to this moment, there's always newness. There's always novelty. The only thing that prevents the novelty is thinking. So when we learn to leave thinking alone, exactly what we're doing here, we learn to come back to our senses, we come back to this moment, and we see how amazing everything actually is. I mean, look, right now you're listening to me. You're understanding this language. That's crazy. I'm making noises with my mouth in a particular pattern that you, without effort, understand. If you're an native English speaker. Without effort, boom, it hits, these vibrations are recorded. They're coming out of your computer screen, vibrating the air in front of you, hitting your eardrums, and your brain is going, ah, and then putting meaning to it. Right now, this is happening. Your heart is beating, your endocrine system is working. This amazing system that is, we still don't understand, is working. And by virtue of being a human being, by virtue of having ears, eyes, nose, tongue, all these senses, we evoke our experience from the universe around us. Like what you see out in front of you isn't actually there. That what you're experiencing isn't out in front of you. It's a condition in the back of your head with the optic nerve. You're experiencing that. This is to say, it's not the same old. If you just learn to leave your thoughts alone, then you can sit in a room for 30 hours and enjoy every moment of it. And I really mean that. I know it. So learn, so practice, just practice. It's all that matters. If you practice, you'll see what there is. You'll see this moment in its freshness. If you don't practice, you'll get bogged down by to-do lists and frustrations and life problems, and you won't see what is. Thank you for showing up today. And as always, and without exception, I'll see you tomorrow.